Hello and welcome to the LifeVantage Opportunity Webinar. My name is Dr. Dondee Nettles, and if you are a guest seeing this information for the very first time, I want to send a special welcome out to you. And if you are currently with our company and you're just checking in to see how we're doing, welcome back. So before I get into the information, I want to give you a little brief background about myself and how I came to be your presenter tonight. As you see on your screen, my name is Dr. Nettles. I am a family wellness chiropractor, or at least I was for 12 years. Had a very successful practice here in Arizona. At one point, we had the fourth largest practice in the state of Arizona, and we were seeing between 350 and 500 patients a week. And while that's great, I'm not saying that to impress you, but more importantly, to impress upon you that when you're doing what you're gifted to do, you're committed to it, and you've got a good skill set, that people are going to be blessed. And that was my experience for 12 years in practice. However, it came at a significant cost. I'm also a father. In fact, my children are 6 and 9 years old. And when I saw the information that I'm about to share with you, my son was 3 and my daughter was literally 2 weeks old, and I was at a parental crossroads. My practice demands of having the fourth largest practice in Arizona, and I was also a radio show host of an hour-long program every Saturday. It was 80 to 90 hours a week of my life. And never seeing my children. In fact, I saw my son about every 3 days, and it was very, very difficult for me to be a doctor having a busy practice, but also being an absentee father. It was horribly tragic for me. I missed out on all the milestones that parents have. I missed my son's first word. I missed his first steps. I didn't see him go from crawling to walking. And many of the things that parents love about watching their children grow up, I missed with my son. And when my daughter was born, I swore that I would never miss it again, because while we were having great success, helping a lot of people, making good money, it wasn't worth the cost of not being a father. I wanted to be a father to my children. I knew I could be a good dad. I just didn't have the ability to. Well, when I saw this information that I'm going to share with you, it literally changed everything for me. And for the last 5 years, I've been a stay-at-home dad and a full-time network marketer. I've never been happier. I've never been able to contribute more to my children's lives than I do now. And I spend pretty much all day with them. I work from home, and I'm in my home office right now. And if this appeals to you in any way on how you can have your time, command of your own time, make whatever amount of financial income you want, and be the father to your kids, or the husband to your wife, or whatever it is that you're looking for, or the wife to your husband, or the mother to your kids, or whatever, you can find it here, and I want to share that with you. So just wanted to give you that brief background on myself. I've been with LifeVantage for 6 years. 1 year as we were converting out of being a family wellness chiropractor into a full-time network marketer, and for the last 5 years full-time. And it's the best personal and professional thing I've ever done. So I'm going to share with you some information because, as I said, this is network marketing, and it's no accident and no mystery why some people just simply don't understand what network marketing is. So what I want to do over the next 40 minutes that we're spending together is share with you, number one, what network marketing is, why it is so successful and helping people, and then give you the opportunity to check out an amazing opportunity that may just be for you. And there's no sales pitch here. I'm not trying to sell you on anything or convince you of anything. I'm simply here to educate you, because there's a growing population of people that are looking for a plan B. They're looking for another stream of income. They're looking for ways of getting healthier, and they just simply can't find it where they're looking. So maybe the information I share with you tonight may be just that for you, just options that you currently didn't have. So let's talk about first what our company stands for. What you're seeing on your screen right now is our company purpose statement. And if I talk about the company, I think you should know what we stand for. And this is, we make people better. And in doing so, we make the world a better place. Everything that we do comes from this standpoint right here. This is our purpose and why we do what we do, to make the world a better place by helping people and helping them become better. So let's just talk about why this information I'm going to share with you is pertinent. We've recently transitioned over the last couple decades from the industrial age into the information age. And let me just share with you a comparison. In the past, with industrial and mechanical technology breakthroughs, what it would lead to is an increase in employment and human productivity, like, say, advanced assembly lines, for example, or more rapid ways of expediting products to the assembly line or to the production floor due to technology and industrial mechanical technology breakthroughs. Well, what's happened in the recent years, since we've gone from being in the industrial age to now the information age, in the present, in the information and computer technology breakthroughs, when they are there, it actually leads to decreased employment and human productivity. Let me give you a couple examples. How many times have you seen commercials or understand what auto manufacturing assembly lines look like? The people have been replaced by robots. They've been replaced by significant computers with amazing welding techniques. Or when was the last time you've called a customer service department and you spoke with someone in India, indicated by their accent, or technical support on something, whether it be a new piece of electronics and you talking to somebody in the Philippines? What's happening is employed people are losing their domestic jobs to people overseas because they make a lot less money, and it's more cost effective for the company to do that. The other day I was on an online chat support for our cable TV or our internet TV provider, and I was actually chatting with a guy online, typing to a guy was in China. I just found it pretty interesting. But what happens is we lose domestic jobs to overseas or foreign interests because they get paid a lot less money, and the amount of money they make is great for their economy, but it's not for ours. Or when was the last time you went to provide a resume or an application to a person? Now you do everything online. You don't have any human interactions. There's no HR department correspondence anymore. That's just some examples of how the information age has actually cost us jobs. And we now have, what do we do with these displaced workers? They're looking for something else. Well, let me share with you that obviously what you've seen around you is we are now in the information age. The world has changed. We are now the age of technology and information and electronics, and the power of a thought can get into practical application literally overnight. Well, what's happened? It's change. It's dramatic change. And the question is, do you love it? Do you fear it? Are you ready for it? Are you rebelling against it? What is it to you? Does it make you fearful or does it make you ambitious? Has your plan A, is it gone? Has it been replaced by technology? And if so, what is your plan B? Do you even have one? That's what we're going to share tonight on this webinar, is a plan B opportunity for you. And you may be saying, well, I just don't know. I'm an employee. Well, I'm just going to ask you to ask yourself this question. What is it? What is safer and more predictable method to success? Is it being an employee or being an entrepreneur? Well, let's just take a look at that. In the employee workplace, some workplace truths: you work just hard enough to keep them from firing you, and they pay you just enough to keep you from quitting. That's the reality. The average length of stay at an employment job is between 3 and 4 years. There's just no loyalty. There's no loyalty on behalf of the company, because if they get into cost-saving necessities, what they're going to do is they're going to bring in somebody who works for less, whether it be domestically or overseas. And it doesn't matter that you've been the employee of the month. It doesn't matter that you've had perfect attendance. It doesn't matter that they like you and you like them. What matters is money makes decisions necessary, and there's no loyalty, or little to no loyalty in this environment. What about an entrepreneur? As an entrepreneur, you call the shots. You are your own boss. You leverage the skills, efforts, and resources of others. And the most successful entrepreneurs are the ones that are creating the largest networks. And there's little to no risk. You are the one who are telling people and creating a network of people all leveraging their skills and efforts for the mutual benefit of all. So what's safer and more predictable method to success? An employee that is unpredictable, or an entrepreneur where you predict your success? Well, you may be saying, but it's network marketing. Isn't that one of those pyramid schemes? And trust me, we've heard this a million times. But what people may not know is that there's 96 million network marketers around the world, and they generate $178 billion in retail sales every year. Well, that's a great number, but what do we have to compare it to? So let's just take a look at that. Yesterday was Super Bowl. Obviously, it's $9 billion the NFL does in retail sales. $9 billion. What about the music industry? And it doesn't matter whether you like rap or country or rock or old rock or jazz or heavy metal. The music industry as a whole does $16 billion in retail sales per year. And then let's look at the movie industry. 80 billion in sales annually. Well, if you look at the movie industry, the music industry, and the NFL, the largest spectator sport in the US, all of that combined is just over half of what network marketing does annually. It's just simply a matter of the ignorance that people have. It is a huge global business potential. So all things considered, when you look at the organizational structure of most businesses, it's the real pyramid scheme where the CEO at the top and then the managers and supervisors and employees. It doesn't matter if you want the top job and there's somebody sitting in that chair, unless that person dies, you're not going to get there. It's unfair. That's really the pyramid scheme. Whereas in network marketing, your merits are what achieve your ascension. And it's all about how willing you are to work and teach other people. It's all about spreading the wealth and duplication. So let's just get into some more of this information. And let's talk now about your turn, because it is your turn. You can actually decide your own destiny. It is your ability now, your turn to decide your own future. So let's talk about timing. Timing is the most critical variable here. What you're looking at now is called the business S-curve, popularized by an economist by the name of Peter Drucker, who looked at over 40,000 companies over a 50-year time period and what made them successful, what were the commonalities, the ones that failed, what were the commonalities. And he actually put it in graphic form, which you're seeing on your screen now, a 4-phase step of the growth of a business, from phase 1, called formulation and pioneering, to phase 2, called critical mass and branding, to phase 3, a rapid growth of 80%, where the growth happens during the momentum phase, which is phase 3, to the final phase of stability when the company tapers off and grows 2 to 7% annually. Well, this has actually been quantified as far as the opportunity. According to the Direct Selling Association, it's the first 135,000 distributors to join a network marketing company with predictable success are the ones that participate in a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And the easiest way to predict that are twofold. What are the two greatest needs that people have, or desires that people have? And they revolve around improved health and improved finances. We just recently, less than a month ago, or just over a month ago, had our New Year's resolutions. And what were they revolving around? You're always going to see a health component: lose weight, run a 10K, run the Boston Marathon, as a couple examples. But there's always finances involved too. Win the lottery, get the promotion, get the raise, get the bonus. It's always going to be financial related or health related. So the predictability here is if you can remedy both of those situations in one opportunity and be first, the chances of success in a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity are significant. So let's look at what we have here. This is your chance, because at LifeVantage, we've become a network marketing company just 4 short years ago. And since that conversion, we've gone from 3.5 to 214 million in the last 5 years, 4 fiscal years, last 5 years. So we are now positioned to be a billion-dollar global sales company in the next 5 years because of that predictability. So my question is simple. Would you like to capture a portion of that $800 million growth to come for you and your family? Well, you have the opportunity to do that here with us here at LifeVantage. Now, how I know this to be true is that history always repeats itself. I want you to look at this chart here. The second column from your left is the number of distributors. Remember the previous slide, the first 135,000 distributors. Well, Amway, 4.2 million, Nu Skin, 800,000, Tupperware, 2.6 million, and Herbalife, 2.5 million. They're well past the first 135,000, and us here at LifeVantage, 85,000, and the 135,000 is per market. We are now in 8 markets. We are doing business in the United States, Canada, Mexico, Japan, Australia, Hong Kong, the Philippines, and most recently, Thailand. But those aren't the only 8 countries around the world looking for better health and better finances. Our ticker there is LFVN. I invite you to look at the stock. Please look at our financial reports. Look at what our company's been doing over the last 5 years, and you'll see clearly the size of your opportunity because you are first to hear about this. In fact, let's just talk about the Super Bowl yesterday. 85,000 people in the entire world is what we have here at LifeVantage. 40,000 of them here in the US, the other 45,000 around the world in the other 7 countries. If you put 40,000 US distributors in one NFL stadium, like the one that they played in yesterday, the University of Phoenix Stadium here in Phoenix, Arizona, there would be 15,000 empty seats, and for the entire country population of distributors. That's how new this is. And it would be just like your trip to the Super Bowl, raising a victorious Super Bowl trophy when you see this opportunity, because the chances of you getting success in this, when you see the opportunity for what it is, are significant. So let's talk about how this all started. Back in 2005, ABC Primetime did a national news broadcast on our flagship product, Protandim, which is a scientific breakthrough in the anti-aging movement, specifically with regard to the antioxidant free radical relationship. It caused a complete and total tidal wave of interest in the scientific and research community. This broadcast did, and it's 10 years ago. Well, since then, what we have now is a product catalog, but it started with this one, Protandim, our flagship product. And when it comes to antioxidants, we now know you can take them or you can make them. And when your body makes them, it's a million times stronger. That's the scientific breakthrough. That's the revolution that's happening right now in science, and it's peer-reviewed and published. You can go research this at the National Library of Medicine at pubmed.gov and see it for yourself. We have 7 US patents, 2 international patents, and our product Protandim is NSF approved, one of the single greatest global distinctions and certification that a product can have of this caliber. And it's also banned substances control group approved for the most elite athletes in the world, both collegiate, professional, and Olympic athletes. So these key distinctions and these key certifications from the NSF and BSCG set our product apart like none other, and have the highest third-party credibility that you can ask for in a product of this caliber. We also have now, as a result of that Protandim technology and Nerve2 technology, an entire skincare regimen called True Science. It helps the skin literally repair and rejuvenate itself, which sets it apart from other skin cream regimens that help the skin look better, but they don't help the skin function better. And that is the key distinction here when the skin repairs and rejuvenates itself. It reduces fine lines, wrinkles, and droopy eyelids, and it tones and smooths and moisturizes the skin, but it's also the most scientifically proven anti-aging system in the world when combined with Protandim, and we have it exclusively here at LifeVantage. Our next product that we came out with, Canine Health, for our 4-legged furry friends, because they age 7 times faster than we do. It has Protandim's breakthrough technology. It supports brain, heart, cognitive, and eye function, and normal joint function, mobility, and flexibility. And for palatability for dogs, it also has bacon and chicken flavoring, so the dogs actually eat it, because it doesn't matter how great it is if the dog spits it out. This is an incredible product, and also third-party endorsed by the National Animal Supplement Council. Incredibly important for veterinarians and people that understand the level of significance of this key third-party validator for us. And most recently, Axio, our energy drink, which balances brain chemistry. Now, you may be thinking, why another energy drink? I love my Rockstar Red Bull or Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Those products are fantastic for physical energy, but there's nothing that they do for mental energy. In fact, they're not even formulated to do so. So it's really an unfair comparison, but Axio literally helps provide physical energy and mental energy, improves mental acuity, so you have less brain fog, increased focus and clarity, and it improves and increases your stress resiliency. How many people do you know that after they wake up from a night's sleep, the first thing they do is grab the caffeine because they can't function properly without it? That's a sign of improper stress resiliency. You should wake up refreshed and invigorated, not tired. So, key component here is our Axio targets specifically brain chemistry. So mental energy increases your body's natural production of its own physical energy. And this product also is banned substances control group approved, so that the athletes that you see on the fields and courts do not have to worry about their multi-million-dollar careers or their gold medals. This is approved by them, and if it's good enough for the banned substances control group, it's good enough for you and your family. Now let's talk about why energy drinks. I already shared with you the main component, but there are people who go to a doctor every day with complaints like fatigue and burnout and mood fluctuations, brain fog. They can't focus. They walk into a room and go, what did I come in here for? They're stressed out, or they just don't feel how they want to feel. And do you know how the doctors remedy this? with prescription pads. Well, what's the problem with that? You guessed it, side effects. And the limitation to the energy drinks on the market is they only deal with the top thing here, the lack of physical energy or fatigue, when all the other components that you see there are an influence of mental energy, which those products simply don't address, and the drugs that do have side effects. That is why Axio is a much better alternative for something that people may be going to their doctors for to help them function better. So let's talk about the business opportunity. As I shared with you, this is a business opportunity and a significant one. So commit to success with a complete global multi-million-dollar proven business opportunity. And with each of the options which I'm going to share with you, you have that packet that you see to the left, which is our product material, our information like CDs and brochures and pamphlets to educate people, and various levels of the inventory of our products, which you see on the right. Our three options are easy. Our first one, which is the good one, is Freedom Pack for $299. This is specifically for the person looking for casual extra income of, say, a couple $100 up to $1,000 a month. They may love their current job. They're just looking for, say, another source of income, a couple $100 to maybe $1,000 or that. The next option, which is a better option, is our Vantage Pack for $630 with more inventory. And now these people are looking for a plan B, or maybe $5,000 to $10,000 extra a month in income are the people that join on the better option, the Vantage Pack. And our best option for people that are looking to be successful in business is our Platinum Pack at $999. And this is for the person looking for a willable legacy of unlimited global wealth. We're talking a couple $100,000 a month or more if you want. The sky's the limit. There's no limitations because remember, we are still first. We are still part of that first 135,000 distributors per market, and we're in 8 markets. So good, better, best options here. Just decide for you which one, and we'll show you how. But what they all have in common is this: the need for training. So commit to training by attending our corporate events, learning the skill set and the mindset, because think about it. You wouldn't open a sandwich shop if you didn't know how to make sandwiches. So why would you try to run a global network marketing business with no skills or understanding of the industry? It would be foolish. So we have something just for you to learn these skill sets, learn the fundamentals, learn the mindset for success. It's called our Master Track Events Pass. And for just $370, you get attendance, prepaid attendance to 5 quarterly Elite Academy 2-day events, our global convention, which is a 3-day extravaganza, which all of this is 18 months of corporate training for $370. It's going to class to learn the skills to be successful in your business, because what we have found is the skilled and trained business owners that work with us that go through this Master Track program make 11 times more income. So if you want to make money and you want to do it fast and you want to do it predictably, the only way to ensure that is the Master Track Events Pass. So now let's talk about what it takes to get your return on investment, because that's really the most critical variable here. If you're going to make an investment of $299 or $639 or $999 and the education to go on top of that, you want to make sure you get your investment back. It's critically important. And the way you do that is just enroll 3 and you're in for free. So if you came in on the Freedom Pack at $299 and you enroll 3 Freedom Packs, you get your money back with commissions. And the same with the Vantage Pack and the Platinum Pack option. You enroll 3 and you're free, because return on investment is the most critical thing here. And when you do enroll 3 in 1 calendar month, you also participate instantly in our Fast Start bonus pool, which is 5% of global revenue that comes in that month that is new, and it's split by everybody who enrolls 3 distributors. Very key component here, and it's averaging between $400 and $600 per share. So on top of that, there goes your investment back on the Master Track Events Pass. Incredibly important. Next, I want to share with you what we make. As a publicly traded company, we are legally obligated to share what we make and what we pay our average distributors. So if you look at the center column there, our monthly average commissions by rank, our distributors at Pro 1 make an average of $120 a month, down to our distributors at Pro 10 make an average of $90,000 plus. So just pick a number in that column that you like or that you're comfortable with or that you'd like to make per month. Look left at the rank and we'll share with you how to get there. But on average, our Pro 1s through Pro 4s, easily attainable within a year. Our Pro 5s and 6s down into the Pro 7s easily attainable within 3 years, and our Pro 8s, 9s, and 10s easily attainable within 5 years. In fact, every single number that you see there started at 0, and over the last 5 years, they've been able to build the business up to $90,000 a month on average for our Pro 10. So the key is, and you see there's two distinctions. The red asterisk is according to the U.S. Census, the median household income is $50,500 per year. Well, doing this right and following the duplicated nature and following that master track events pass, we can show you how to replicate that in less than a year and replace the average household income and now have options. Or you could look at the green asterisk. If you would like to be an income-based millionaire, we can show you how, by following the system of duplication properly, how to achieve that in 5 years or less, because it's already been done 22 times. Well, let's talk about retirement, because many of you who are on the line tonight and watching this webinar have a job. You have a boss. You are in the employment population. Well, let's look at the retirement formula, because I'm sure many of you, or most of you, or if not all of you, have thought about retirement at one time. But the question is, are you getting there? Do you have the capacity to get there? And is it in your future? So let's just look at this. The formula for retirement, we have a comparison here. Network marketing with us here at LifeVantage, and all figures I'm going to share with you have been accomplished in less than 5 years. Or the other side on the right, the dark blue, compared to traditional business, where 95% of 65-year-old Americans cannot retire. Not because it wasn't possible at some point, but it's changed over the last couple decades. And I'm going to share with you how we're working this. If you look at the time needed, it's all the figures that you're going to see in those far right columns is based on $100,000 a year of income, saving 10% of that, and investing it into a savings account that pays you 6% interest. So let's look at some figures. Our Pro 3s, $570 a month. In the traditional business comparison, you would have to have $114,000 in the bank, collecting 6% interest to make $570 a month on the interest income. And it would have taken you 8.8 years to get that $114,000 at $100,000 a year, saving 10%, investing it into a savings account that pays you 6%. I think you can follow the example now. Average Pro 3 can do it in 3 months, or 8.8 years at $100,000 a year job. And remember, the U.S. Census, the average household income, two parents working, is $50,000, half of our example here. Pro 5s typically can do that in a year, even less than a year, 6 months to a year, $2,251 a month. You would have to have almost $500,000 in the bank, collecting 6% interest to pay you the interest income of $2,251 a month. And it would have taken you 21.8 years working at $100,000 a year. And I really want you to focus on the color of the average monthly income being red, because it is not, and I repeat, not the retirement formula. You cannot retire on those figures. But let's look at some better numbers. Our Pro 6s, $5,600 a month. You'd have to have $1.1 million in a savings account collecting 6% interest to pay you that interest income of $5,600 a month. And it would have taken you 34.2 years at $100,000 a year to make that, when our average Pro 6s can do it in 9 months to a year. 9 months to a year versus 34 years. It's your decision. And then our Pro 7s, $10,000 a month, or $2 million in the bank is what it would take. And it would take 43.8 years. Guys, that's an entire working career to retire on $10,000 a month. Our Pro 7s can do it in a year to 2 years. So would you have a year to 2 years to do it residually, or 43.8 years to do it if you're making $100,000 a year, and if you're saving 10%, and if you can find a savings account that pays you 6%, when the average right now is 1.7%. So let's play the numbers, the predictable numbers, and just look at this. In the last, obviously, Pro 8, $20,000 a year, or $20,000 a month rather, in income. $4 million is what it would take you in a traditional business, and it would take you 54 years. Does anybody work 54 years? You're supposed to retire at 65. So you got a job at 11, working 11 years old, working 54 years at $100,000 a year? Come on, it's ridiculous. The numbers don't even add up, which is why, if you look at the top on the right, 95% of Americans that are 65 years of age that are supposed to retire can't, because they're in the wrong vehicle. That's simply what I want to share with you here. So let's just talk about how and why our bonus plan works, how and why our company is successful, how and why we went from 3.5 million to 214 million in the last 5 years in sales in one of the worst economies the world has ever seen. And the answer is simple. We work as a team, and our 30% generational matching bonus incentivizes that, where leaders are paid to teach. So the people that you enroll, when you teach them, you will teach them how to be successful, and they will be, and you will earn 10% of everything they make as a gift. Generational matching bonus, a gift from the company to you for enrolling the person and being willing to train them. But if you look at the next example, the 10%, the 5% below that, when you enroll people and you train them, and then you help your people train the people they brought in, you make 5% of what they make. And it goes an additional 3 generations. So you actually have a team of people working together for mutual benefit, and they're incentivized to do so. It's not just enroll somebody, receive the bonus, and never work with them again because they don't serve any purpose. Here, the key is if you help people be successful by training them and leading them, they will be, and you will earn 30%. I love this bonus. We also have a bonus that even eclipses this one. It's called the 4% Elite Bonus Pool, where we have literally the capacity to earn income on every bottle of product sold in the world because leaders help everyone. 4% literally. And again, I'm going to repeat the 8 countries we're doing business in right now. Canada, the United States, Mexico, Japan, Australia, Hong Kong, the Philippines, and Thailand. All the product sales and all those countries combined goes into a pool every month, and it's split by the top 4 ranks of our company, Pro 7 through Pro 8. And if you look at the chart, the Pro 7s through Pro 10s get 1%. The Pro 8s through Pro 10s get 1%. The Pro 9s through Pro 10s get 1%, and the Pro 10s share 1%. So if you look at the pie, Pro 7s split 1% of global income. The Pro 8s split 2% of global income. The Pro 9s split 3%, and the Pro 10s split 4%. Amazing when we're talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars of sales every month. 4% is a very significant bonus. So go out and do everything you can to reach our Pro 7 through Pro 10 ranks and populate this pool and receive the blessing of literally getting income on every bottle and packet of our products sold around the world, whether or not you had anything to do with the sale. This is a revolutionary approach to getting teams working together with our generational matching bonus and teams working together as a culture from our elite bonus. That is why our company is being so successful. Well, we also have a system to follow. One of the criticisms of network marketing is that people don't know what to do. Well, everything about what we do is based on the job training for the very new person, because anything you try that is new, there's some level of apprehension, there's some level of uncertainty, and there's some level of fear. So we overcome that by holding your hand and walking you through the entire process using the on-the-job training, which is so simple. We have a getting started checklist. So when you join us, we have a day 1 and day 2 checklist, which we follow through with you and do with you. So as you can see in the example, the advisor and your sponsor does everything for you, 100% of it in the beginning, until you start to become familiar and comfortable and acquire the skill set. And then you give 50%, we give 50%, and then eventually you're doing it all on your own and replicating the cycle while we go and repeat the cycle again for you. That's how this works. It's based on teamwork. We also have bigbluecalendar.com, a website that is based on all of the meetings that are happening globally in those 8 countries. So if you want to find out where you can send a college buddy who now lives in Sydney, Australia to see the information, go on to bigbluecalendar.com, find the meetings around Sydney, send them the information, where the address is, the time, the host, they go to the information, they see the meeting, they like what they see, they go on to your website, they enroll in your business from Sydney, Australia. Or you have an ex-neighbor who was in the military who's now stationed in Tokyo, Japan. Same situation. Go on to Big Blue Calendar, look in Japan where the meetings are, send them the information, the time, the day, the address, the presenter, and once they like what they see, they'll join your business. You can literally build a global business from home. Unbelievable what we have here at LifeVantage. And this is, again, our blueprint for prosperity. Well, we have something very significant also, part of our culture. It's called the My Life Venture program, where you've probably seen something similar. If you've ever seen a pink Cadillac with Mary Kay on the side, you know what we're talking about with auto programs. We don't have a lease reimbursement program, however. We have an automobile gift program. When you build your business to the level of Elite Pro 7 and you maintain that for a year, you just tell us what color Jeep you want, and we're going to give you the title and the keys free and clear at a $26,000 gift. And why Jeeps? Because they're the symbol of freedom. That is what we're trying to teach people how to acquire with this opportunity is freedom. Time freedom to decide to do whatever you want, when you want, with whom you want, and financial freedom to never have to worry about the financial ramifications of that process. So the adventure is waiting for you. Let us help you build your business and let us just provide the color Jeep that you want. We also, global branding is very important to our company. So we've spent recently millions of dollars to be the sole sponsor of what you see there, the Real Salt Lake soccer team based out of Salt Lake City, Utah, the Major League Soccer franchise there. Why soccer? Because soccer is the most popular sport in the world and the fastest growing sport in the United States. Major League Soccer this past year partnered with ESPN, the Entertainment and Sports Global Network, and these games will be broadcast on ESPN. Why is that significant? Where is ESPN broadcast? Globally. So now this team with LifeVantage proudly across the front of the jersey will be viewed in countries all over the world with the highlights and the live TV broadcast. So global branding is very, very important. Pepsi is the official soft drink of Real Salt Lake. And if you look at the back of that can, LifeVantage on the jersey. Very important. The largest and most widely sold video game in the entire world with regard to sports is FIFA 15. On the cover of one of the boxes is our player there, Kyle Beckerman. Again, LifeVantage proudly on the front of that jersey. So when you're dealing with the most popular sport in the world, the most popular sports video game in the world, global brands like ESPN and Pepsi, and the LifeVantage logo is proudly across the jersey, this is global branding at its finest and something that you are the beneficiary of and you do not have to pay for. This is significant. So ask yourself about missed opportunities. What if you could go back in time and be one of the first people to join or invest in global companies like Nike or Apple or Google, Microsoft, Facebook, McDonald's? Would you? Could you? Well, you can't now because it's past, but I guarantee you would. Or network marketing companies like Amway, Avon, Tupperware, Herbalife, Nu Skin. This is your chance to not add this company to the list of missed opportunities that you've already been in. So I'm going to close with this by reminding you of our purpose statement. We make people better. And in doing so, we make the world a better place. So I'm inviting you to join us. Join us here at LifeVantage. Join this global movement for change and restoration of hope, because what we have is significant and the world significantly needs it. So get back to the person who invited you and ask yourself this, or tell yourself, this is my turn to take control of my life, because it is your turn. The next move is yours. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in joining us? If you're a 10, get back to the person who invited you on tonight's webinar and find out how to join our team. Get signed up and we'll start your training immediately. If you are a 5 or more, let us know and we'll get your questions answered. Get back to the person, get your questions answered. Or everyone else, if you're still undecisive, get back to the person who invited you and let them know what you need to see or hear to move you up on the scale. We simply want you to make an educated decision. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much for looking at this opportunity. I hope it was influential for you, and I hope it gave you options that you previously didn't have. Thank you again. God bless. This is Dr. Nettles signing off.